Hey guys, so I'm back with a brand new package for this week and it is from hamleys.com. Screw trident or the spiral treptune is here and it is the Indian version of Takaratomi, as you can see from the logo right over here. Here is the image of the owner of this top, Toko Aoi. His hair looks like he is wearing a cap for some reason, I don't know, which looks really weird, but let's not get too much deep into that. Here is the bill that came with the packaging. Let me remove it. It came from hamleys.com and it took a total of 5 days to arrive. As every burst Beyblade, this one also has 3 parts: the energy layer, the weight disc and the performance tip. The performance tip name is T513, and like all other burst Beyblades, this one has a evolution ability of its own. Its parts are made up of rubber, and as a result of which it can assess stamina by changing the power of the opponent attack to its own spin power. Here's the chart mentioned that is given on every packaging of the Takaratomi Beyblade. Here's the standard 3-to-1 lattice rip. So the packaging for Indian version of Takaratomi is quite different from the outside one. Here they use codings for their parts instead of their names, whereas the outside Takaratomi Beyblades have names for their parts, which is quite different. As I have noticed in these packagings, it is manufactured by funschool.com, who is the main distributor of Takaratomi Beyblades in India. Here they have told how to apply labels and stickers on the Beyblade. The instructions have been mentioned for them. Now I am going to proceed with opening this Beyblade. I will be using my knife to slice this packaging off. Let me show you what came in the packaging. Here is the manual and the sticker sheet, and the manual looks quite similar to the Hasbro despite being a Takaratomi Beyblade. Here they have shown how to launch, and other instructions have been given, like the precautions to be taken while playing with it and the distance to be maintained and in the manner the top should be launched. Here they have shown how to arrange the parts together, and they have given a little bit of description about the parts. Here's the performance tip, here's the interchangeable ring, here's the disc, here's the 2-part forged disc. 2 parts are interchangeable only with the other 2-part forged discs, and here is the evolution layer, and on the top is the evolution chip. So all of these parts merge together to form your standard Beyblade. So this was for the manual that came with the packaging. Now I will show a little bit of the sticker sheet. So here's the sticker sheet. As usual, stickers look quite bright and beautiful. Here's the B103 mentioned at the bottom of the sticker sheet, and standardly written Hiro Morita BVB Project Tomy. Let me clarify it a bit. Here's the bent standard rip cord that come with these packagings. Now I will begin by taking out the parts apart from the packaging. So these have been bound with the help of some kind of threads. So that is why they are bound together so tightly. Here's the 8 weight disc. Here's the number 8 written on it because of the 8 weights that have been placed on the side of the weight disc, because of which it is numbered 8. Here's the bottom of the weight disc. Let me show you the other parts that came along with the packaging. Here's the attack layer. Here's the emblem in the center of the attack layer, and as usual the parts are made up of some kind of rubber. The rubber looks really of a good quality, as if it is made to spin steel. I'm not sure whether it will be able to spin steel or not, but the parts sure are made out of rubber. Here are the teeth visible on the, and the frame looks of the yellow color. Here the teeth are visible clearly. Now the final and the important part, which is the performance tip. It is a very different kind of performance tip. It is not a flat tip, but it is made up of iron, and it is meant to remain stable and move without shaking too much, since it is a stamina type performance tip. Here, as you press these white ridges, it will pop up, which will work to hold the Beyblade and lock it in its place. So it is a very long tip. I have not seen this kind of tip in any other Beyblade before. So overall the design wise looks really good, I must say. And finally, it is the standard proto launcher that comes with the right spin Beyblades, and it is the black proto launcher. So keeping all of the things, all of the packaging apart, let's try to combine and see how this Beyblade looks after that. So here it is. This frame on the bottom rotates, which functions to lock and loosen the Beyblade. Here you can see the performance tip. Here's the emblem in the center of the. I will not be putting up the stickers on this one. I will be saving them for the future use. Surely the design looks really good. Here the frame came out, but it could be put back in its place. So now let's put the frame back to where it was. Here I have taken out the weight disc. Give it a slight turn and it will go back in its place. So this is how you fix the frame back in its place. Now we'll combine the blade together. So here the frame is back with the blade itself. Now before I give this a test spin, I will be going into the depth about its parts and few other points which you have to keep in mind. Firstly, the last time when I did the unboxing of Nightmare Longinus, I forgot to tell you how to put back the right spinning Beyblades. I told you the tutorial for how to assemble the left spin ones. Now to assemble the right spin ones, you have to do just the opposite of what you did with the left spin. To loosen it, you have to move it clockwise like this and give it 3 turns. 1, 2, 3. After the third click, the blade will loosen itself and come apart. And to tighten it, you have to give anti-clockwise turn. In left spin, it was just opposite. In order to loosen it, you have to rotate it anti-clockwise. In order to tighten these right spin Beyblades, you have to turn them against clockwise. 3 clicks given and the blade tightens back itself. So this is how you assemble the right spin Beyblades. Now coming to main points about its parts, I will be explaining the parts even further in detail a bit. So let me keep the parts separately for a bit and explain them part by part, beginning from the attack layer. So here's the attack layer called Screw Trident. Basically the name is derived from 2 words. The first one is screw. Because of its mechanism like that of the screw, it is called screw, and the trident is from the weapon which is wielded by gods of many mythologies, like Greek mythology, in which the god of seas Poseidon wields it as a weapon, Neptune wields it as a weapon. So it is used as a weapon by many characters also, like Aquaman, but I will not go into depth that much. Basically it is from where it has been derived, it has gotten its name. And going about these rubber parts, the main function of these rubber parts is to act as a shock absorber. It is not meant to spin steel but to absorb the shock. Basically when the hits are too hard, it absorbs the shock and prevents it from getting harder hits, which prevents it from knocking out. But that gimmick mostly fails because of these triangular points on the side, which mainly makes the gimmick fail. Now coming to the weight disc. The weight disc has 2 parts. One is the weight disc itself, which is called 8, as mentioned by the number 8 here. I've already told you why it is called 8, because of the distribution of the 8 weights on the side of the disc. That is not the sure shot reason why it is called the 8 disc, but many people say it like that. And this is the frame bump. Basically it is the heaviest frame in the all of the other frames, even heavier than the Meteor frame. And you can see a lot of protrusions here on the side of the frame. They serve to provide friction. This is the heaviest weight disc of all, the 8 weight disc. It is also seen in drain Fafnir. Drain Fafnir also has the same 8 disc. Basically the function of 8 weight disc is to create a center like that of the gravity, which helps in equivocal weight distribution and helps to balance it. So it is more common in stamina type blades. Now coming to the final part, which is called the wedge. Basically this tip is called the wedge because of its particular shape. It is shaped like a wedge, that is why it is called wedge. And it is not a flat tip, it has a little bit of elevation on its tip, so it's not completely flat, so it will not move aggressively. It will remain stable and move in one place without shaking and moving too much, because it is a stamina type tip. So this was it for all the parts. Let's put them back together. Overall, my opinions about this Beyblade is that it's good, but I would not recommend it for buying directly because it's not any top tier or anything like that. Here I have put it back together. So overall the design looks good. Performance wise it's good, but not very good. You could buy it for look wise purpose, but according to the performance it's good. It has rubber parts, but they are not made for spin stealing. Basically I am not liking the design of this step very much. Overall the other things are good about this. This emblem in the center looks really good, and it will particularly look good after application of the stickers. So this was it for the review. Now I will give it a test spin to see how it performs in the stadium. So now I will give it a test spin to see how it performs. I'm launching Treptune. As you can see how stable it moves. It is not going too aggressively, it is just staying in one place because it is a stamina type. So basically stamina type won't move too much. That is why I don't like stamina types very much. My favorite types are attack and balance. Because they are aggressive, they move fast. Let's make it go up against some Beyblades. So I will make it go up against Lightmare Longinus. It moved up a little bit just now, but that does not make a difference. It will still remain stable. See, this is the problem with these proto launchers. They don't hold in the hand properly even. That is why I want a string launcher. Because it's easier to pull them, the blades stay in its place and they don't fall apart. I felt like I sliced off my finger just now. Let's give it another try. I hope it won't malfunction this time. I hope it will stay in my hand properly this time. I will be launching Longinus first. They make so much cracking noise, I don't like them. Here goes Treptune. Though Treptune is performing really well, I must say that. So in both of the times, Treptune went pretty well. Nightmare Longinus didn't went pretty well. I will give it a last try to see how it performs. There were some defects with the previous proto launcher. There were defects with this proto launcher, so I have replaced it with this one now. Now it won't malfunction that much. I will launch Longinus first. This time it launched pretty well and is going too aggressively. Launching Treptune. So leaving all that, I will give it one shot at battle, and this time there would be no faults at all. I have lashed both of the Beyblades onto their launchers. So first going Treptune. Stamina types are pretty stable. They don't move too much. There hadn't been a collision till now. Let's see who wins this one. Nightmare Longinus took this one. So this was it for the test spin. It was just a test spin. It was not an actual battle. If you liked it, then please do make sure to like the video and share the video and subscribe to my channel. Your support really helps. Thank you for watching. And one thing before going, I would like to mention, this frame right over here, this frame is an interchangeable part. As you can see, these two divots right over here, if there are divots present on the weight disc, on any weight disc, then it means that this frame would work with that. And if divots are not present on the weight disc, then it means that this frame will not work with that. So basically this frame would work with all of the Wave 3 burst Beyblades, the God System Beyblades. Most of them, with them this frame will work, though there are some exceptions like the previous one, but with most of the third wave burst Beyblades, this frame will work and would interchange. So all you have to do you have to fix it between the divot. This elevated ridge like portion, you have to fit it in the middle of the divot like this. Then you have to give it one turn, either clockwise or anti-clockwise. I will be giving it turn clockwise. There you go, you have to give only one turn and it will fix right in its place. So there was it for this one. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. I will try to bring more content like this in the future.